Harishima Maya Omina Joe United Television UTV so any Abraso and you may Omaimo Amanin Samaya Bwabwa Edina Ebremo say Cassiebo na me come say Mekubia Daroman in Samno Eba Irikanya Sadama that's a way chocolate drink. You hear I sushi special ice mineral water special drinks for the far here you special Bomadian Pebi and Best Point Savings and Loans Limited. Mama banking, I come say dial star 277 hash. Nani bank in South so na best assurance. Mama Daruma near the seminal about na the Dima could be any.
Ghana Mampeni na Nadu Danko Kufuado Chese Bibi Maimu Adeshi do mo eko ngresi memu ni amaya hodo so. Koye nkwano. Esi etu omoka na nukrampo achedodo.
Amampeni Kufuado Koya edi ato MPP manyina nim se womu anya dumaden no monka homomu na nani so ade ho nyina na se 2024 ofi abanwa kese so no de tumi ema MPP aban
na mapenya be de achi akwa Asante Mantemu ama kwan ye womu bonfrequency be ye wo ha no wakwa akoda no adi ewo Kumasi
Ghana yamofra wo senior high school no enne wo ahye wasi nsohe no ase na okopiemu ewo tamane ne mpatamu a MCO no mo wakohese de school fo no nsohe no eko efa
na number North District ewo Northern Region no adehye no ane UTV akasa so mu hia yaresa be frisi o mapomude no ededwe
afere meko bunu mantam no emu na kuafo a edua mango echese dodo na wodua no edu bre na wotea na sei sanse woni atofo ntobesra ban se umesi processing factory kesepa ema wo
ensam no ebi eka ho na dohwe ba konte de ba beso mo medi ade akua ajiwa akode mene
David Ofori Safo
afen ensam no enchiremu eni Ghana Mampeni na Nadu Danko Kufuado akasa ade atudwa se ebrebi atwamwo no abibiman adehia yadu amu eko abrochire anasa man ahodo so ewo amonone momokoye grutu djuma esum yese enkoa no eyade bi ha adwene papa ne yakeka boma no mo ye be 20 million enya asam kitu akra yadwo mo fa ahodie efrom nsam na abrofo no ayeso mbetue sika ede ama bibiman ahwe amana ye mpatasika no Mampeni Kufuado si ache enkeso matwa dadada ama bibiman so yetimi anya bibi ede ato ho so se de omo ye no omo anya ni ye na so be ye ne den eyara
Omampani Nana Adanko Kufuado ekasa wo dwumade no ase no ode tu dwese aman ahodo ne timamufu a womu wom enkoasom a womu ekomu ewo amanfo aman so ewo amanone no na enye anobini nti sempatasika bi ewo ho a ene eniema ahodo bi na kande bi wo ho sese womu ede ma aman ahodo a womu koka odwamu ewo obi man so no a na esesempanyufo ehwe eka ho asempa enu nti ene hie ya womu ahie yi womu ekodwendwen ye ehwe kwan ahodo a wombetimi akasa afasade no eho na empatasika bi ese ne fata sese omode ma aman ahodo no womu atumi ede ama womu esa womu ekyerese kwan ahodo kura womu efa so kura etu enipa ne bi esan ba wonchi no antwa yie kura tinese ne fata se womu dwentwen ho na womu ehwe epe anopomasi bre na danche nkwama bia no atumi aboa enchirima na sadwumadie MacArthur Foundation for ne hwe ehwehwe ya womu akogina so adwentwen ho se de be ye bitimi aboa bibrem aman ahodo no.
The effects of the slave trade have been devastating to the continent and to the African diaspora. The entire period of slavery meant that our progress, economically, culturally, and psychologically, was stifled. There are legions of stories of families who were torn apart, fathers who went out to fish or farm, never returned, boys who went out to play and were taken, never came back, daughters who went to fetch water, never saw their parents again. You cannot quantify the effects of such tragedies, but they need to be recognized. Africa and her peoples lost out tremendously in that period, and its ripple effects are still being felt right till this very day. But nevertheless, it is now time to revive and intensify the discussions about reparations for Africa. Indeed, the time is long overdue. I would ask respectfully that we should not overly concern ourselves at this summit with the modalities for the payment of reparations, but rather work to establish unequivocally First, the justice in the call for reparations. We can then work out the modalities. And even before these discussions on reparations conclude, the entire continent of Africa deserves a formal apology from the European nations involved in the slave trade for the crimes and damage it has caused to the population, psyche, image, and character of the African the world over. I believe the time has come to engage Africans in the diaspora and all persons of African descent more positively in areas of trade and investment cooperation, in skills and knowledge development. We must work together to change the African narrative, which is being characterized largely by a concentration on disease, hunger, poverty, and illegal mass migration. Let us all remember that the destiny of all black people, no matter where they are in the world, is bound up with Africa. We should never forget the famous admonition of the celebrated Jamaican reggae star, Peter Tosh, when he said, and I quote, "Don't care where you come from, as long as you are a black man, you are an African," unquote.
The New Patriotic Party, MPP Amanyukuno, a tea Omanian Fisher, Edriasa, 30 years, and oh, Nam so Amawako, Nasasum, Akoda, Uchedi, and Punyankoropoase, Dr. Kofi Ohene Auditorium, and no University of Professional Studies, and Kranasi. Na Nasasum Ase, and a Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency Nana Ado Downkwa Ekufuado, and they two MPP Menina and him say. Na ni suade hu pa ene se 2024 obefi Ghana banwa kese no so no na tumi no wo de share MPP aban ensa nde obesre MPP manyina se wonka humomu na onye dwumaden se de be ya sa na ni suade hu kese no betimi abamu.
This is the party that has provided national leadership to deal with difficult phases of our national life. HIPIC, the COVID catastrophe, and will provide the leadership to take us through the current difficulties of the global and domestic headwinds produced by the COVID pandemic and the effects of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We best celebrate our progress by remaining united and resolute as we continue to prosecute our historic agenda to provide good governance and economic development to our nation. And in so doing, we continue to commit ourselves to the protection of the Almighty, whose grace and favor we shall continue constantly to seek, as our battle remains the battle of the Lord's. And we strive to make Ghana, our motherland, great and strong. It's an occasion for wishing all of us a happy 30th birthday. And I want to end by making one appeal to you. I want you to help me achieve the last great political feat of my career in Ghanaian politics. That on the 7th of January, 2025, I'll go to Black Star Square and hand over the baton to our next MPP President of the Republic, who we will have chosen and supported and brought to victory. Victory in 2024. Victory in 2024. That's our goal. That's our task. And that, by the grace of God, will achieve. Thank you, and may God.
Ghana mapenya bedi echi yeru abawomia eko asante mantemu na okohwe sadia mpuntu dwuma ekoso eno no de tudwa chemu se fitim piemienu ani edu enso 2017 a NPP aban ebedi ade no wasante mantemu nkoano akwan a aban no aye no eno eye brofo nkwansini beye apem wo ha ene aduonu enwotwe eye 1180 eno mo aye na we nadada de pefe se aban no abo adwuma no beto akoso aye adwuma boahwe ama Mantemu Ayakrabeshe.
Ghana man penyini abedi echire His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia echire mu a efri 2017 ye Ghana for eto aba edema MPP amanyoku a Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ye Ghana man penyini no obepie mu Asante mantem a ekwan ahodo o maye no ne dodo eye 1180 kilometers enchechiremu a ewo mu enie ne highways for aye 264 kilometers afi ne urban roads for so aye 495 kilometers and afi feeder roads so ye 421 kilometers sa ekwan nyina etimi aboa ama amanfo a mo Asante mantem a mo ho etimi ahehia o mo pa wode nsam wetu dwa ewo nsane no ewo Kumasi ewo Asante mantem a emra a wone empanyimfo na nanam atrakonwa ene aban mu empanyimfo omo ye amane ne amamre na omo ebie 100 kilometers road a omo eye ewo Greater Kumasi omo a omo nya bi eba Greater Kumasi na Kumasi Metro Asokwa Municipal Kwadaso Municipal Swame New Tafo Municipal ena afi Oforikro Municipal omampanyina bedi echire mu a wo hwe akwan ahodo omo aye ya eno enkyere se ebi akwan no ayewa Asante mantem ne amanfo peni nyina na omo aye awie enso no aban ekoso abon ho modin se omo beye pii se de beya obia ho betimi atono
they are so form for 100 kilometers of inner city roads in Kumasi and Nyame adom the commissioning sa projects sa 100 kilometers ye akwan ewo Asokwa Bantama Nhyaeso Menhia Oforikro Kwadaso Tafupa Krono Subin Enesua Nyina ye Jumakase yai Urban Roads Department our Ministry of Roads and Highways since 2017 we say asphalt overlay has been 295 kilometers. Urban roads 1 year Ashanti 75 kilometers town roads in Ashanti. There are many other roads which have been completed in addition to the ones that we have just commissioned today. Ejuma, Ministry of Roads and Highways, any MPP government here, Kumasi and Ashanti in general, since 2017 to 2022, they asking for data no. Actually said, they are about 1,180 kilometers complete.
Eno echi Minister for Roads and Highways Onumunyamfo Amwako Ata ono so ekasai echre ensem bi mu sei.
The strategy of the Ministry of Roads and Highways is to increase the percentage of roads in good condition in Ashanti region by undertaking various periodic maintenance activities. This includes asphalt overlays, resealing, minor rehabilitation and upgrading, partial reconstruction, graveling and re-graveling. In the Ashanti region, the ministry is undertaking numerous projects targeted at improving the road condition mix, the completion of the rehabilitation and auxiliary infrastructure of Kumasi Inner Ring Road and adjacent street projects, totaling 100 kilometers for the phase 1. And under this project, a total of roads have been completed. The roads that were selected were in poor condition, but today they have been brought to good condition.
Ne krakra e was ansem ansa na omampanyine abedi echiri eba bekasa no na Asante mantem asoafo onwanyamfo Simon Osemensa ama akwa abansem a ono so eka sei.
Your Excellency, we are very grateful to you for the support you are giving to the people of the Ashanti region. Since 2017, you supported all developmental agenda within the Ashanti. We are aware of the hardships, but we pray that at least if you are not going to get all the 5 interchanges, the Swami interchange and Santa Fe interchange, and the dualization of the remaining part of the inner ring road should be done.
Azaba Westramuna etwe ho aba ye bape beto ansem so amamo. Adesemama esamu kwa baba UTV kaseboyi eso etu ansem so amamo.
Asa domino ede enkrata ababonten na eye kokobo enomode magana fo na afenso abrantie bia omo ache no ehu asem na mo ensmo mo ede baye no eye MA Labi a wono ye naval captain ohwe kasa hudwumedie ede maso adomro na ne nsahase wacha no wose eye baabia womo ede akodie agu ewo Michelle Campa eno enkrahase wo asrafo no atena ye no abrantie bia nimfie no akwakoye ne mpanyin fie so no woye na adwene se enka wo furu wo no anaso wo twa pempim no abo awuram na Nyankopon adomamo ensa aka no abrantie no din eye yawboaten na ebromo eche no bisabisa ne nsem no wose ofri ashaman tulaku a eno wo enkrahase na wo pekwan abo awura babia etuo ni guo no na wono so akwa akopebi na wakwa akoton na ebromo eche no munyane ma bebre wone ho a eye ade bia ensem fata o mo kyerese omode no ama CID eye post adwumako ne fa ehwe ne bonefo sem so wei na asra dom no mpanifo ade kokobo ema Ghana fo nyina se baabia omo etuo no omo akudie guo emo wo bia emo mpompen so ba bewura omo sanse nya wodia na yemfra wo sebra ho na asase na ewo nche no hwe no wani di anko won ma naso ankosi da bia nsi so eye sa na se yensa so mu emra ene ubedi omo so mani abrese krodom ebo Ghana fo ho ban enti yenso yem mo ho ban ya na se yemfo masem wei enye asem hia na se wunim na bowura eye omo ammunition depot ho no mo na so mo sa so mu dia ene wankasa nkasa ujejireji
Yetwa kasebonso na eko FM the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission asweye mitre PURC omo yeku a wonhwe enyinam kanea ene ensu ebo eso na omo chese omo nhwemu ma bededi se Ghana for dodo na ene ba no ensuo ne kanea ekade a wo di oman ne pa nti abosumi nsiani ekoya ka ho abomu amoma danda omanfo ka meno kase eka no wo matimi agemu 24.7 million Ghana cedis ene dia ma oman no
Utilities Regulatory Commission for etwa omutia kanse PURC for wo mu ekira wo mu abo anwumaku eye ECG Electricity Company of Ghana na afi Northern Distribution Company Nedco for ama wo mu atimi akwakoji sika beti 24.7 million Ghana cedis ni nyina no na yesika hodo bi a akeka mu obosumi ensia etwa mu imu we ekire se wo mu abo mu modern pa eno enam so ema director wo no na hwe regional operations so ema PURC Ora Alhaji Abukari Jabba achechemu kwanya womo efa so ema womo sa ekansa sika yi
Ghana, the rates are gazetted in cities. Meanwhile, most of their procurement, especially when you look at generation, largely about 80% of generation cost build-up is in dollars. So if you have rates that were supposed to be collected last year, and now the customer is paying it this year, automatically there's a shortage. But whatever contract they have signed, we've heard PPA say take or pay, people just hear it. But most of them are in dollars. So because they are in dollars, what will happen is that he's taking $1,000. $1,000 2 years ago is not the same in terms of city equivalent. So they will have to, and that's where you hear that government will hear they say government is paying for excess capacity. Then other group of political divide will say, which one are you paying for? Are you paying for only fuel recovery, or you are paying for excess capacity, or what? Define it. That is where all these things come. And what I would like to advise is that the media fraternity have to also put their at least their spectacles on them, so that they should be able to collect. Because if they don't collect, invariably we end up paying for it one way or the other. If PURC do not capture it, the taxpayer will obviously pay for it. Because when there is a serious problem, they go to the Ministry of Finance for bailout. Because Ministry of Finance is a shareholder of ECG, Nedco, Ghana Water. And it's not for any private person. Apart from Enclave that is 100% private, all the other utilities are government-owned, and Ministry of Finance. So taxpayers end up paying.
Enu achi ena director oyemhwehwemu ya wono aso ene hwe eye monten kitahudie hu nsemso director for research and corporate affairs ema PURC Dr. Eric Obute wono so ekasa
say tariff proposals no omudia ba no ti said their edinu CTM omu say your proposals nti omudia betu enum no afena yeso ye hu adwuma ti se nya mekan no cost na ewo ho nyina no say yi cost ni bi efi ho no nti yɛyɛ na yɛhwɛ sɛ ɛnya mpa sɛ course na ɔmo nkɛ no ɛyɛ saa na ɔwɔ sɛ ɛyi saa course no nyina fio nti proposals na ɔmo de aba deɛ ɛnyɛ saa na ɛbɛba abɔnten but all means no review no deɛ yɛsɛ review nti yɛ review a bibia bɛtumi asi nti ɛnyɛ saa proposals na ɔmo de abɛto abɔnten ɛno ɛna yɛde PRC bɛba bɛma amansɛm sɛ proposals no ni nti ɔmo ntua saa daabi yɛntumi nyɛ saa da.
National Association of Law Students almost at the Nkrata Babontine Ekasa at the Tuja Chirum say, Penifo any womo AD at Yemebi Anasa and Brebia and Sheda Enkoyi. Omuche say, Independent Examination Committee, General Legal Counsel for essay a few ways no entrance exams, and so ya bachelor. Amo bi enya kwan akomokola akwakosua law no enya de se mark ye de be ma be mana ba bonte ana se be chirechirem ama obi ehu se we ni na abenya ansa na ya for school mo no mo eno ena school nkudai echirem se eyade bia entwa ye kura na Independent Examination Council for mo General Legal Council no ese se ebeboa na ye nkoka se de si ya na no bintini se de ye mfama no se mo ankasa mo asemo a mudi kan de ba ye no ena se no mo dane ne ye hu ye obi twiro so hwe wi yes say mark we na wunya ubetimi abasukuma bi unya 60% abeba we de musemu nka ngire wo bia mo de hye mamotuam ade aba na we kire se mo pese mu si Ghana fo kwan empeso mekwa kwaje ntetiye aba be lawyers anase ombehwe emra hye ya wodo so e wo my Ghana mu eno enti o mo champion fo senke be ya o mo ensa mra biem na emra no anya adwuma efri se wontimi nka nche obi se omra metro exams emra school emra mesua de no wonye lawyer ni na soso no susu dua wo de be ma no mfa metro abontene de utwa fufuo afona tikwahye nanum eba no sa se bebuse be kronto ye kwase ebuwo eno ntini mpenifo ahwe na omutu anamon foforo
Averemo senior high schools ahodoa wo omaimu enedai na 2022 wasin so he no asase wo secondary schools ahodoa wo oman emu na okupiemu wo Tema West abatom pesua ne so a the municipal chief executive officer Honorable Anna na Adukwe Ado wono ankasa akọ examination centers ahodoa akọ yese de nkwada no enso he no eko ever.
It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And which I say, at this stage, they are very malleable. You can still nurture them. You can still talk to them, encourage them to be good citizens of this country. And Mikacho almost say, whatever they are doing today, parents, up to this level. And so the rest is in their hands to ensure that whatever they will do today, they should consider their future, know that decisions that they take today will affect their future in the long run. Whatever they are doing, omunye serious about it. Now, omunye focused in life, so that later in life they will not become burdens to this country. We need them intact. We need them to be focused. We need them because we know that they are the future leaders of this country.
So far, we don't have any visiting school among us. It's only Tamasai school students who are writing here. But there are 55 in all, but there's one absentee. They should keep a level-headed and then concentrate on whatever they are doing. But there's nothing different from what we taught them. So there's nothing to fear. And the confidence they have exhibited today, being the first day, is an indication that they are going to do their best for us.
All those who have adequately prepared, they shouldn't have any fear, but rather believe in themselves that whatever they are doing, they will come out with flying colors.
Ye jina we se so ahome abayeba kasebo no ensi ye beto so ye sere wada tweye. Yama yeho akwaba fe yeto akase bono eso. Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association amo ene Ghana Health Service na fe so kwa wondin eye resolve to save life eye NGO oma community apam ho omo ye nanu tetiye ede ama wona ombeboa ahwe ama yawo COVID-19 paniye eni enro ahodo ye de boye ho ban no empenifo kirem se eba COVID-19 edro no ye de aba no a enkrofo entiase etisa tetiye de ama wonumi omufa nkonko ye adwumamuwa magana fododo na engo panie ni bi
COVID-19 yare no enkoe edaso wo ho moma yenkoso ne emoye ho ban wa onwo panie no misro kokowo na oman ni nyina to say the friend population immunity na epese yenya no yenya na obo ho ban na wabo onua ho ban na wabo obusua ho ban na yenya na asoman yetimi abo oman ni nyina ho ban. Aim is to say a bit training 2,000 healthcare professionals now almost serve as COVID-19 champions in their various facilities and also in their communities. Now the 22.9 million na yese no yensa aka. We are getting close. I mean, obviously, obiye night from there. You selected some of the districts vaccines no less than 25% of the population uptake. As I say, champions here training they are going to focus on those districts, but not only those districts, the other districts as well. All the 270 or 207, more than 270 districts now war Ghana Henya.
Your friend, your members now districts, sub-districts, local levels, any regional levels. Amawaba. Yedi omafa enchechire mu eye enra ene eneno ya sha omo as vaccine champions. Nipa na ehia wa ha na kan na ebom a ye 79 vaccine champions 79 omo ni na ekọ omo districts ne sub districts in local levels akọ say omo colleagues eye nurses and midwives any other health professionals ebewo vaccines no na omo ye no wi a omo ahwe so say community na omo ye adwuma wo mu no community no so agiatum ama community members no awo vaccine no enti eye adwumadie kese pa ye de ahye omo kon enso no ye wo awehyiemu say ekyerɛkyerɛ na ye de ama omo no omo betumi akwa ye sai adwuma no.
Averemo eko bono mantam no emu na akuafo a edua mango ewo bono mantam no ekyerese sempampi odua mango no ewie na se enyi na eso na ebresa na wonya tofo ntam te ban sa na mango no etime brea na asei na epro enti ode asede eto aban enim se aban emesi processing factory emom se de be mango no watia ensei
any KN UST4 ameje aye factory or mantukwa but factory is very small isa aye senka aban so esisi na oba mu ma yen a nka problem we kura ye face wa na ebetimi asolve ebi na enam say yesika so ane man kosunti no ama factory no e wo fam so enti ene one of our concern ana fe ni a etoso biem no na ye hwese companies na ebefa no brother ba ku bi laisi a obe insure ye call ye friend say farmers day no say obie company ni bi 1D1F e wa sokore mampom wa ye bibia wie ba na say aban eboa kakra financially because kai beba be farm materials na ko ne ada yi nyina but free last 2 years up to now no onyamwa bia mfra ban ne ho enti wontimi nya adwuma no so enti last 2 weeks ye call ni company ho ampa ye call ye wa store machines bibia wie enti sa ne ma we nyina ye ne ma aban ni tumi boa yen na yitumi ya ebe ma farmers no ye beden no eswate sanse mago farm ne ye adwuma mimi hu se ekosoro Ghana esore esi koko but say ekura koko na ye ka no enyina ne nan so papa because of the climate change but mango de awiabo ana na ho den ye den eba na oyi mango 1 acre si ho a sika akua ne benya no koko farmer bia ni ho a obenya saade no
ya yes say omom musam wo bi ana say aban no kwa betuma aboa ankwankro normal atimia si processing that you are so me processing amango na yenso so ye de beko abrichi na say even say nkran na ye de kwa ya process a e mango no entingu bebre but amango no ye senka maturity no and as a nyini no nka may ending na amango na nyini tike free may ending no kobia no sa tofo ho a say companies e ho a SSN ko moto nka sa amre na so mo start but afiwe almost started 15th June and almost started say omofa Saturday no be bread nyina asase a etigu te say wo how pa e wa mango duamu de eye atofo
na mango ni nyina ne to ne nkoso say companies na be fa na mo ye three companies no adwuma no shama be company ni shama ayi work no nti eba sa na mango no tama esebetin ka ba June ending de na nka ese ni nyina firi so be mefa amango ni team porosa akwafu nkra no wanu hu se oye adwuma no na no kra nkoduro ne maaye madwene se menya adwuma ni bie nkra because nkohwe ne ama ne egu so a ate egu fan na in fact na anibri sempa
enso ne tie no aba ba tie ni nyina sei amango ni nyina ate egu ase ne to ni enkoyi emfa mai nti
Adanye womu adankra mienu ayemi nkwa na mitime che self contained bi wo ashama new quarters eja atom amana hwedwurbe penyin ohwedum je adwuma ne so ewo pom wo no na na mita nano ene se jofo kasa che se ye frɛ omo eno mo kagu mu ebaye omba bedru ye so na ahye awie omo ye dum be ye bia na so no na che se ahye a sei eno cheche nsemu
ye baye no na eja no depa na ye frɛ yen 11:31 last time I call ne baye I be do high 11:40. About you realize say building no I had 3 bedrooms self-contained. Now the na I want fin second room no. And no na air depa when in hona na a jano who say a chassis fee. Now your modern engage your pump no. That's your firefighters no more engage pump no ma. Ya to me I didn't show I started say your boy a home odin edum nya hwe ama ejanu ne na atene akoko other parts of the building
it is say a umse baby she na edi mirika ba fi ya ba ne ho za ya dan ne shi e she pa serious la nya asem ketewa na ya small girl bi onu so ni bada dem nti edi mirika na ko fa akola no bibia shi bibia atade a me she mo mi dress kwa mo di gina mo be hu say ya mpa bibia ya mfa hwe kra na edi gina hoyi Inti ya siramu awo ya siramu Ghana mumbo aye wate na ye mobo me gina ho brother kwa me mbobi
nti me pa mo cha mumbo me kakra bibi ahye
bibi no wa etimi fa yeye se bibi bia me nuanu me kura beda no kura no aya asem nti we de ye sire me da sede ma ban na mo tie mi a me sire omo adwumanie omo meye ye moa na mo so wo chichi ere ne yakoma ma ye sire mo
Averemo eko aye atifido mantam no emu na ekokra to din Jahanfo ya eno ewo na Numba North District ewo atifido mantam no emu na de chewo kreiso echese ebano apomden ho akade a woni bi kura chasa ayaresa bia clinic bia ni wa ewo kru no nsa wo yare a anasa ho dodo a jese watra moto so don hwere miensa 3 hours and san watimi akọ ayaresa bia ben honomo na fe kra no homasua akade dodo na woni bi ntode ayaresa de to aban nim se aban ememmoa
Adehye yi a wo mu efri Jahanfo ya ekire se enema enkoyie a ne nyina no efa wo mu apomuden ho ensem ho na obi enyem ewo ho na esese okopie mu ewo ayaresabia kope ayarehwepe na ne yegise wotu kwan do hwiri bebre ekoba bi foforo ansa na watimi akwakohwe ne ho yade ewo ho ekoba sa na ha adwen pai nam so kra ema wo mu kyese opemfo bi a na wo ho a na no clinic bi a eben wo mu no antimi antentam tie no na esese wo mutimi edini tumrika efri ho ekobi mbila anase yendi enam so so kura ma akwada no ana wonyem no opon akwada no ma wanya akwada no ntie kobasa no na aye arehosem pa nti wo mo etoto asrempanifo so mbetimi ebeye ayaresabia bi ewo ho ma wo mu a ka wo mo ani beje ho pa na timi aboa ama mo apomde ho nsem adimu ewo ho enam so kura ma assemblyman ye wo mpotem ho Samuel Jagri Kofi so editu dwase si yetimi ya pomudin bi ayikura ema wo mo ne yesan eti suku dan kura 2 blocks bi kura ema wo mo a ka betimi abo mo fi se suku dan kura ewo mpotem ho no ni nyina atete apansam a sukufo nkwada no entumi enko suku enti ekoba ne sa na aya ahometesem nto mo toto asrempanifo a wo mo ensem wo bi aban ene wo mo ka bi yeye nyina sa wo mo emra wo mo emmoa na enema hodo betimi abo mo masetena mu aye mre ewo mpotem ho no wo mo atimi dibi aso wo nso.
When we are pregnant this way, we don't know how to do. It's very far. Our hospital is very far from here. Before you get there, you drive 3 hours or 4 hours. Or maybe when you go to Bimbla there you not get. You have to go to Yendi. So we are very suffering here. We don't know how to do. Even if you want to drive, it's very difficult. It can make that your child die. I'm pregnant now, 5 months now. I haven't yet go to hospital. My husband don't have motorbike. So I don't know the plan that I'll take it and go to hospital. I also cannot walk today. It's very far. So we are suffering, and if we want to drive like this, we don't know how to do. If you didn't get motorking and you didn't get the motorbike, you will suffer until that your child will die. You will not get it. And MPs should help us for us to have hospital closer to ourselves.
The school you are seeing is only one teacher, and we are paying. It's the community that are paying for this. And the classrooms are not there. We build that structure where the children are sitting. So it's something that we are pleading that if people can help us in that regard, we will need classrooms for these children. To assess health aspect here is far. Before we travel to Sanaile or do sometimes Bimbla to assess health care, we have a challenge.
Nananom afai for mo James Tower and Grahase no any central for din komo akire say kwan ya premise fuel eno eye fango a omodigu hwehwemane mu ekọ esuo so anase posukonya na moba no enkoyi ekranti ama omo ho akire wo mo a sesede adwuma no mu hu nani so na ebra omo ene ye kasa no mo say ye nim sesa close season omo ye abawie ye a ye biedi omo ka hu ye na ka fango yi amota abode na amanya bidi egu mu so ema enti wedu omo koto ase oswafo a wo hwe nsumunam ene afaifo ye die so no munyafo Mavis Batampa Hawa Kumsen se omra emeboa wo
na ye wenyu sum de petrol ne dinkende woboton na yenyim sentra ebia mpanyinfa na den hyehyɛ ebia wa ahya ma onam no ma 1 ton petrol tinyen na ye hwe won de ebia akina no woboton da sa akina 1 ton da ngize henya abobo hia na ye bisa mpanyinfo sentra onam no ma 1 ton o say na adin wo de brahen de yemfan ye adwuma no nso awode hia saka ama ye da ye adwuma ne sentra na yen hwe de me makwisi se mo wamba baako 12 mo wanananom bebri ma atena dada 1 month na 1 month nso tell ma asolo moko adwuma na menye petrol no ma mfa nkwa hwe wona mo mframa na nananom okọ school na ade ayi adoba help nti ye gizi de petrol no da abanedi mpanyimfo wuntu wanka de obaye ne bibia na mo so ka bande yen sanka ngizi de yen mpanyimfo be de hia na ye hu sense onom do ma ebia na da membri a ya akyer kwama ma mbire do ye be ye adwuma san yin ka petrol no
fitanda kwesi wantona amanyen enda juso wantona amanyen echi wan no kwa china banana afrofie be kopum no no so mana no boton boton aba tema yin no boton first year 520 sisa wekisi 900 aba den sisa nyamana wa akode bena
ya ga 12 we homo iba no aka ba won wole bi okay shilani eno ni yomi otipotenji primise ni ageba bi ehye wole ifafe primise ajake aya liwo aya poliwo aya togawo aya papansuade wo first ko papansuade wo le ni ame petrol toga wo le nwe petrol shibi ane legen toga ke papansuade wo le ni ame fa ame petrol ni wo le ni obi wola ifafe petrol na ageba bi You walk petrol eba if you want petrol e share wule.
Chili papa because ye nuanom apofo no almost adwuma omo ya no nti se aban eso omo asen so beboa won wo saa premise hihye ni mo a ekwan bi e wo se ye fa so na pepepe yo ebeba na omo ese ko mo ho no omo nsaka no eno ho dwuma na emi se ya ba ha no mo a ye ba behwe ntu behwe a omo a se bi esa ban ni nti omo hia premise no omo niema na atwitwa ha no mu nyina ehia no a yenhwe se benkodu anwumre no na bibia esiye a na se omo hya ase eton ma yen fisher force no.
Abzanfo kase bono esi na nrima tade shemi St. Philip's Enterprise emema hona yeto yentade yopeso koto dia modi afre 0244 147212 ohema
meso mitimi no eye odente enha eye mame 0242307766 ofre denta obeye bi amakama ho ayefe kase bono wasi bidin adiepia ajiwa kodie mene
David Ofori Safo yedemo eko eneli enne Monday special ema ebonyina ire to aso
They say fortune favors the brave. Hey, why be that? Sweet to me anytime I take 590.